right, so I've been looking at this for a little while now, coming in and out of the garage and just scanning it with my eyes. And there's just some stuff that doesn't quite look right. I mean, I like the look. I think it's going to be a neat effect when we get it done. But what I don't like is this straight line. If you look at this stuff, this little device, this apparatus here for holding in the back of the regular convertible top, it has rounded edges coming to a point. And I think that's what we need here, is to make this a bit more of a rounded edge. Think of this with the end chopped off, something like this. So we're going to, hey, now that's an interesting idea. You see on this has a ridge across the top. Maybe instead of a flat round corner, we can put a ridge across the top as well. It would move this in, it would tie it all together, I think. And it might give this just a bit more of a feature. It just doesn't seem like it looks like it's schlocked on. Anyway, so I'm gonna take off this paper cone and we're gonna make a couple new ribs and we're gonna reform the top edge here. And we'll see if we can come up with a little bit better looking design and see if we can tie it into this look just a little bit closer. Alrighty. So I took and traced the outside edge of this first rib, and then I moved it out to the location for the next rib and extended the line down to that. That's what I'll be cutting out for the next rib. And then for the next one, we'll do the same exercise. We'll trace the second rib and then lay out where the third rib will go, something like this. And you just set the distance. And that will make everything equidistant, and we'll have that curve that we just drew on here, but it'll be in 3D space. I've actually dropped down the arc a little bit so they're not quite as severe. I've brought the arc down just to make them just a little less rounded. And we'll see what that looks like. I won't be able to put a single piece of paper as a cone. What we'll be doing is strips of the cardboard, because each one is going to have its own curve. So we'll probably do it in 4 strips, maybe 5, but we'll see what that comes out to. All right, let's get the rest of these ribs in place, and we'll do one side and compare it to the other. All right, so there we go, all ribbed up. Here's the conical shape, and here's the curvy shape ribs. Seems kind of severe from that last little bump there, but I think that once we put a couple of strips on there, you'll get a good shape of what we're looking at. And it does come off of the edge here, but you can see the angle that it will come off that edge. So it'll still have a taper that will extend beyond the end. But let's go ahead and put some skin on that and see what it looks like. Well, there you go with the curved edge. Going ahead and skinned half of this so that I can still slide in the forms to make this one match. But I think it's a lot more natural looking than just a flat cone. So we're going to go with this. Later when we glass it up and Bondo it, it'll be a lot smoother, and we'll have a fillet right there where it joins. We'll put a fillet in here just to kind of smoothen this out just a little bit. But the other part that we need to organically create is this union down here so that we can get a nice tail on it. So yeah, it's looking a lot better, I think, with this format rather than just a straight cone. All right, so moving on, I'm going to go ahead and take off the other cone and make the ribs for that one. Quick little note on cardboard, if you're following along at home and have a similar project that you want to do. Cardboard has a grain to it. If you can see on here, there's like lines, right? And the thing about cardboard is when you want a rigid structure, you want to make sure that the end grain is up. So like this, if you wanted something rigid, then you go like this. If you want to bend it, then you want to set the grain the other way, because you can very easily bend the cardboard and shape it into a shape. It's forgiving going this direction, but going this direction, it's rigid. It doesn't like to bend, and it will crease if you try to. But just a little thing. Also, hot glue is your friend, but guess what? It's hot, and it will get on your fingers and burn you. So just be careful with that. Anyway, let me finish this up, and then we'll get it on the car and see what it looks like. There it is. That's a much nicer looking little teardrop. I think it captures that shape nicely. And once we get it glassed up, we'll work on the effect right here. I have a little tip right there, and work with the wires to make them disappear nicely. But that looks a lot better than just a straight cone. All right, so that's all I have for this video today. Check back and subscribe. Check the progress. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to glass this up, and then we'll do some sanding and priming and maybe a little bit of Bondo and whatnot. And we'll make this a prototype that we can then make a mold from, and then do a fiberglass version of it. All right, that's all I got. Cheers.